Do you have the Heidelberg light? Yes. Aquí lo center. Better than another. Thank you.
All right, let's do a quick test. Testing 1, 2.
Quite the title race we are witnessing across the NPL men's competition in 2024. 4 teams separated by 6 points, with South Melbourne at the front of the pack. Their only blip occurring against their current kryptonite, that of Avondale FC, in round 12. For the Burgers this afternoon, they continue the chase upon their long-time traditional rivals in the quest for the title. A win here at home today will ensure the gap is the margin of only 3 points. Wherever you may be joining from, we are delighted to have your company on this cold, wet Melbourne afternoon for the curtain calling contest of round 14. My name is Adam Palombi. This is the coveted Olympic Park. Today it's Heidelberg United up against Altona Magic. There is a tangible sprinkle of rivalry between the two clubs, in whom their descendants are of neighbouring European counterparts. As for the away side, currently caught within the mid part of the table, only separated from 7th place Dandy City on goal difference. Any form of a result here today will culminate in the Magic jumping into that 7th place position. As across Melbourne this weekend, it's been quite the mixed bag of weather conditions. Yesterday was quite the remarkable day with the sun being out despite it being cold. Of course on Friday, much similar as to the conditions today, nice and wet. Questions surrounding Olympic Park, whether it can withstand the rain that has billowed on down. Of course, we look at what happened on Friday night at BT Connor Reserve with Preston and Bulleen. It's almost as if they're playing on a slip and slide. But Olympic Park, not looking too worse for wear. It looks like it's absorbed the rain. Decent build-up. They're right amongst it with the crowd. All lively to watch the Burgers. We'll go to the home side's lineup. In goal today was Yaron Souza. Number 4, Jamal Ali. Number 3, Ben Collins. Number 20, Sheriff Muhammad Adiyara. Number 13, Jimmy Apostolopoulos. Number 19, Sean Ellis. Number 7, Leo Mazes. Number 10, Dominic Falla. Number 12, Dion Nicolaitis. Number 16, Asahi Yokokawa. And finally, the captain, number 14, Kane Shepherd, leading the brigade. Quite the start for the Burgers. They've earned themselves a corner. Only 50 seconds into the contest. As we talk about the weather, the sun now gleaming upon us, upon the players. Always a mixed bag that you're going to incur across Melbourne. As the ball's flung in towards the box. Stanislavski heading away. Might be rekindled. Looked as if it was going to be momentarily. Sean Ellis just trying to catch one off the fly. Only heading towards the scoreboard behind the goal. An opportune moment to provide the Altona Magic lineup. Christian Rossi, the captain, number 88, is in goal. Number 36, Daniel Di Francesco. Number 15, Alexander Gust. In the heart of defence, number 4, Aaron O'Driscoll. Stephen Lawless, number 8, had quite the match last week at Petty's Reserve. His foot was on the end of the match winner in what was a seesaw contest. Arguably has the makings to be the best one we've seen across the season so far. He's in the lineup. Number 12, Saad Makaucha. Number 16, Mohammed Al-Halwi. Number 17, Ismail Haji. Number 10, Nur Sadanovic. And finally, the number 9, Darcy Anastovsky. Must mention, of course, the number 16, the number 14, Bourgeois. What a game he had last week. A hat-trick. If you're a Magic fan, you're hoping you can find some of that magic this afternoon as the ball's gone up and under towards Anastovsky, whose attempt to try and control it in the wet just bubbles out of play. So Nicolaitis with the throw. Heads towards the Yokokawa region. Asahi, usually a fullback in his own right, was told by his manager to have a position further up the pitch as the Magic Flirt on the edge of the area. All for the intervention to be made by Mazis. Long ball over the top. O'Driscoll has to deal with it. Pretty routine from Aaron in defence. As Magic try to play something provocative. Ali now on an adventurous run out of the defensive half. Kept going until he ran out of real estate. The referee in charge today was Astro Sakalis. Anastovsky tried playing a forward pass. He's been lively early on. Here is Darcy. Fine ball trying to pick out Sedovic. Stanislavski on the edge of the area once more. Ali had to clear. Ellis with an intervention. Look to now venture forward. Provocative pass intended for Mazis, who's isolated. Has a couple to get past. Tries to shift onto his right. Confronted by the Magic. Searches out wide. Nicoladis. It was Falla who played it back towards Adiara. Ball gets stuck in the attacking third. Lawless now. Trying to transition. Can't find Stanislavski. All for possession to be back with the Burgers. These two sides will slowly become synonymous with each other. It's the first of their two clashes within the space of 5 days. On Wednesday night, they are making the trip all the way to Altona, Heidelberg, to take them on in the 6th round of the Doherty Cup. As we're loving that from the fans. Nice and vocal. As the floodlights are on this afternoon, although the sun was out for a brief second there. You're hoping that I'm certain the home fans this afternoon will be hoping that their attack remains in the bright spark they've been spotlighting upon the competition. 30 goals for this season, Heidelberg. Kane Shepherd contributing to 8 of those. He was on the score sheet last week at Frank Holohan Soccer Complex, where he opened the scoring against Dandy City. They went on to win 3-1, the Burgers, away from home. As O'Driscoll was happy to take his time. Sliding along the deck was Mazis, and it's going to open up now for Altona. Fine intervention. Gauss just trying to find some players in the central region. But they have to throw rather deep in their attacking third. O'Howley to Lawless. The Irishman does well. Ball trickles towards the edge of the area. It's cleaned up nicely momentarily by the Sheriff Adiara. Both midfields early on trying to win ascendancy. So the majority of the contest you expect this afternoon is going to be a battle between each respective attack boasting quite the arsenal to cause problems to each other. Ziaden Souza calling for some calm. And so far between the midfield battle, either side really giving each other an inch. This Makaucha and Sedovic really slowing things down for the meantime. It's a fine pass in behind Mazis now. Across the face of goal it went towards Yakokawa. Alarm bells ringing for Christian Rossi. Fine defensive intervention at the expense of a corner, but quite the bright start for the Burgers. Some options in the centre. Apostolopoulos is one of them. Ball towards the back post. No one's really there. Ellis will try rekindle. He's isolated. Add some pressure. Now Fowler in the foot race. Pressure is being applied. The Burgers will have to go all the way back to climb the mountain. Not quite the delivery I'm sure Marzus was intending. Low generating the whip, not exactly finding a teammate. Apostolopoulos. Alice tried keeping alive right upon the Altona bench. As Gauch. Looks like he might arrive Ali there to greet him. He's at the corner. O'Driscoll jostling up. The big centre half. Looking to cause problems at his opposing end. He's made the journey forward. Anastovsky also in the centre. As the ball's flung in nicely, O'Driscoll was the target, headed away by Apostolopoulos. As McCoucher. Fine delivery, O'Driscoll the target. He leapt up. And he claims a corner towards the lino, in which they will be awarded. Lively start to this contest for both sides. Both teams attacking. As Lawless jostles to the corner spot to put some pressure on the Burgers. O'Driscoll confronted with Jamal Ali. Gauch also in the centre as Lawless has flung the ball in. Not dealt with entirely. There's a free header to be claimed. Coming across to do so, we're Heidelberg to stop the danger momentarily. It's another chance from the corner spot. Lawless fires it in towards the central region of the box. The ball went. It wasn't really an imposing cross. Rather routine was Yaron Sauzer to claim. Fine ball from Ali. Apostolopoulos does well. Alice gets it moving. Now the Burgers venture forward. Adiara cleans things up. Alice. And that pass, a poor one from Fowler. He had abundance of time, Dominic, to play the passes. A fine move stemming from the back half. Apostolopoulos took the game upon himself, created the pocket of space in which for the transition. The number 10 will, I'm sure, be disappointed not having found a teammate. As the Magic venture forward, Gauch the target once more. Collins cleaning things up. Adiara shifting. Alice making a forward run. Apostolopoulos notices that. Controls nicely. Adiara, fine turn. Opens up here for Heidelberg. Big save, Christian Rossi. Had to get across the captain. And the fans acknowledge that. And for the meantime, they're led off. They do have a goal kick, having the ball bobbled off the Heidelberg player at the culmination of that play. It looks so dangerous in transition, Heidelberg. Hence the reason they remain A side so deep in the season to have yet faced the taste of defeat. It's Lawless confronted. Heidelberg take over. Here's Kane Shepherd trying to get a foot onto it. Kept alive. Flirts on the edge of the area. Adiara made up some space, but here come the Magic. They lead the charge. Gauch making a forward run. He's in behind. It's Gauch in on goal. And against the runner play, the Magic conjure up something from the Wizard's wand and find the opener here at Olympic Park. Bourgeois in a rich spate of goal-scoring form. That's 4 in the space of 2 weeks for the Altona number 14. Whose account now rises to 8 for the season. They're appealing the fans that perhaps it was an offside. The linesman not to put his flag up at all. The defence caught napping. It was a fine pass in behind. You cannot give Bourgeois half a sniff. He showcased why. So how will the home side respond? Not much Aaron Souza could do about that finish, right into the bottom right corner. Fine attacking craftsman, which the Magic are happy to possess. As Fella shifts towards Ali. Apostolopoulos. Alice trying to play that pass towards Adiara. Does well to rekindle the move. Heidelberg already pushing up into their attacking half. Adiara evades the pressure well. Shepherd leading the line. Getting underneath it was Nicoladis, who's out of position. And Gauch just wanted to go. As Shepherd tries holding it up. Fella right in front of Sakalakis, the referee. Nothing doing. Alice in a wide position. Shepherd making his way towards the box. Alice kept going. The Burgers looking for their equalizer. Mazes just couldn't get a toenail on it. The keeper was out the equation. As Nicoladis uses his body nicely. Adiara having a fine game so far. Collins. Hazard Leon for the pass, and look how the Magic are sitting off the Burgers at the moment. Happy to absorb the pressure and play over the top. As Ellis. Back towards Yokokawa. He received it back. Apostolopoulos. Ali, they look to now switch. Collins. Back towards the Alice region. Confronted by Gust. Fine cross towards Shepherd. Has some nice shape on it, the cross. Not what they're looking for. As Rossi, he's got experience. Uses the full length of his box to claim the ball. He's in no rush here, Christian Rossi. Sees players just briskly venture up the pitch. Gauch, lofted. Makausha, teasing pass. And Astovsky's going to get there. What can Darcy conjure up on the edge of the area? Takes a ball roll. Apostolopoulos there with some pressure. Fine move from Anastovsky. He went through the gates of his marker. And it's Altona who earned the corner. So they're looking to play on the counter this afternoon. And so far, it's proving dividends for them. Goran's men at the moment, playing finely. They've got the lead. Lozanovsky will be happy with what he's seen portraying so far. As they venture forward once more, cross not going to make its target. O'Driscoll. Fine lofted pass. Groush in the centre. They've gone towards the central region of the box. With Sedovic the target. Heidelberg are happy to reclaim possession. The home support trying to rally on. The Burgers, who haven't played poorly, just haven't really tested Christian Rossi either. As Ellis does well with Apostolopoulos. A lot of space for Marzis. What can the number 7 conjure up on the edge of the area? Tried finding the top right corner. Could have nearly been a cross at that as well to Ellis. He might have been attempting, perhaps caught in two minds, the attacker, because he unhandsomely lofted to no avail. Haven't seen much of the away side playing with possession. They'd like it to transition. McCousher, fantastic. Lawless, making a forward run. Controls nicely, Stefan. Gauch at the back post. Lawless tried going the reverse pass towards Anastovsky. As Fowler tried to avoid the sliding tackle. Playing for Altona to get back in possession, and we must discuss Altona's recent venture. Their recent result was quite brilliant. At Petty's Reserve was a seesawing contest, with Manningham getting themselves back into it. They were on level terms, 4-4 at one stage, Altona having the lead for the majority of that contest. They were leading 3-1. And at the half-time interval, but the Magic found something from nothing and got the 3 points. As they've had a lively start here, the home fans cheering for the foul. Play continues. Gauch. What can he conjure up? Shifting and striking was Gauch into a save of Joran Souza. Just catching Heidelberg defender off guard. He thought as if he was going to line up onto his left. Shifted onto his right. He possesses that in his arsenal. So another corner forthcoming for the Magic. Lawless, fine delivery. Nobody home. As Ali has possession. Shepherd ahead of Ellis. Ellis does well. He might open up. Shepherd back towards Ellis. Some forward runners now for Heidelberg. Fine pass over O'Driscoll, all over that. And it's happy to settle for a throw-in. There was a wide option. And Leo Marzis likes to play on the last defender and get him behind the number 7. As Adiara competes firmly for the ball and kept going. Looked as if that might have hit the hands of Lawless. The official in the best position possible to acknowledge that. So now a free kick for Heidelberg. Definitely in goal-scoring territory. As Ellis puts the ball down, you feel as if he's going to let this one fly. The Burgers searching for their equalizer. They have a free kick. As Ellis right into the wall Heads it back towards the edge of the area, trying to spin off the turn. As Marzis. Collins, look how high Heidelberg are pressing up. Apostolopoulos, his pass was poor. Hadiara tried rekindling. Sedovic rather. Gausch made that forward run. He's caused headaches all afternoon, and he might be away from Collins. Wasn't goal side of his marker. He tried going for the free kick. Gausch with nothing doing. As Shepherd finally controlled. Marzis ahead of Nikolaidis. And Collins perhaps let off the hook there. Gausch had gotten the bounce he was after and looked for the foul. As O'Driscoll miscued, but it's still going to work. Adiara. Quite the game Alice is having. On the right side of things as he steps behind one. Cross not being interpreted really by the Heidelberg attackers. That's where they've lacked the polish this afternoon. Overall play has been quite positive. Just at the final knockings of it, haven't showcased that finesse they usually possess. As O'Driscoll went long and not very effective. In a confined space was Nikolaidis. We'll have another throw in to take. Nikolaidis trying to venture beyond McCoucher. Adiara. Ali's past to Apostolopoulos. Alice making that run ahead of him. Adiara wanting to shift. The Magic settling firmly behind possession. You think that might be the game plan of the manager this afternoon as Heidelberg look to try and do them once more as Shepherd confronted by a double tick. Apostolopoulos happy to go back. Hadiara at the heart of things. Collins playing a provocative pass. It's been picked off. Chance now for Sedovic to venture forward. Lawless had pounced upon the opportunity, having made that venture forward. Had his tail wagging at the sense of another breakaway. They just lost their bearings there, Altona. There's a fine pass towards Marzis with the flag going up. Yeah, the home fans aren't happy with that. And that's what they're going to have to look to try culminate this afternoon. So far, although the interplay has been working, hasn't exactly opened up the door for a clear-cut chance. So perhaps I'll try catch Altona over the top. As Rossi went forward, Hadji was the target. With Gust now in possession. He whips that ball in, fine delivery. Ali had to intervene. Apostolopoulos amongst it with Alice, he clears. Sedovic was trying to carve out a half chance. As McCoucher at the heart of things gets play moving. O'Driscoll very deep. It looked for a second as if it was going to set up and remain alive for Gust. But you'd like to blame the wetness of the grass, just letting that ball skid out of play. It's quite the result for the Heidelberg women's side last night at CV Smith Reserve. A 4-0 victory against Moreland. With Lani Ansevsky on the score sheet. I'm sure she's finding her new home of Heidelberg to be a decent one at that. Is Apostolopoulos. Fine cross. Yokokawa in the box. Marzis tries one of his own. The delivery rather poor. Keeping on with the narrative, Christian Rossi routinely there to claim. Anastovsky lofted and didn't know where the ball went. Chip pass over the top. Gauch had the afterburners on, but Souza studied the move and made the intervention. Fala moves it on. Ali always combining with his right back. Apostolopoulos happy to venture backwards. Full credit to the Magic, they've really shut up shop and have made things hard for the Burgers in terms of getting the ball moving forward. Perhaps the tactic that might be on display in the 6th round of the Doherty Cup. Both these sides measuring each other. Sure, both managers have quite the understanding and interpretation of their respective tactics. So far, Lozanovsky, he's got to be a happy man. An early lead, and all your players behind the ball looking to cause what would be a very triumphant result and a victory against the side who remain undefeated. As Nikolaidis tried to go around Gauch, does so. As he draws the foul. Bit of speculation surrounding that. It looked as if, from this angle, that Gauch just had the jumper of Nikolaidis, although it didn't look too evident, if you will. Certainly enough for the referee to call it back for the foul. Ellis, been important early on. Off his left, delivers towards the box. That pass is going to take the steam out the attack momentarily. Nikolaidis had to chase to keep it in. As Adiara had his pass cut out by Gust. O'Driscoll lofts forward. Gauch tried intervening. Apostolopoulos draws the foul off of Sedovic. Although they haven't attacked much on the left side this afternoon, the Burgers, they tend to have a bit more danger in Leo Marzis. Preferred to go down the right. I wonder if they're going to try to open up things across both widths of the pitch as Marzis has changed wings. He's now on the right side with Ellis coming across. He's trying to keep the fullbacks of the Magic honest. I think those patterns of play which Heidelberg have executed have been understood by the Magic so far on the right side. You wonder how they can change it up. As the flick on, allow for Marzis to venture to some space. O'Driscoll had quite the game so far. the centre half. Commentator's curse coming to full effect. He's just given possession right back to the Burgers. But as the most veteran player in the defensive half, he's certainly lived up to the task this afternoon of keeping such a fluent attacking team without carving out a chance. That's a brilliant ball in behind from Stanislavski. Gausch was onto it, as was the keeper. Brilliant from Yaron Souza. Rapid off his line, stopping the danger. Gausch would have been in for his second. And for a split second there, the home support had their hearts in their mouths. Would have been a certain goal if Gausch was just a foot in front of that plate. As the audacious effort was attempted with Rossi off his line, the home fans thought that might have been on. The Burgers love a chip. Must remember that it was Lockhart in their women's side a few rounds ago that won goal of the round, courtesy of her chip against Calder United. Although at the end facing the club rooms, Rossi was in no man's land, and fortunately for the Magic captain, he wasn't on the receiving end of what would have been featured time and time again on a highlight reel. John Anastasiadis has to try and change things up for the Burgers. So they love that opportunity, the Magic over the top. And you almost feel as if the threat is imminent each time Gausch is getting onto things. It was quite the ball in behind from Anastovsky to allow for his attacking teammate to latch onto it. Magic have to be careful here. It was last week at Dandy City in a similar pattern of play where the Dandy City keeper was pressed upon deep inside the defensive half. Yokokawa earned his own ball and put it on a platter for Kane Shepherd to open the scoring at Frank Holohan. As Lawless went over the top, Collins had to loft. Fowler put himself under pressure, evaded it nicely. Nice flick on from Nikolaidis. It's going to open up now. Ellis takes a fine touch. Doesn't get the rub of the green. Slides to try retain possession. He was a bit late there. And a yellow card issued for his efforts. Gust just hitting the turf. Looked like there was much malice in it, but rather being overzealous to keep the move alive. The touch was a bit heavy. As we're nearing the cusp of half-time, it was a similar time in last week's contest where Heidelberg had found their opener. You wonder if the Burgers can try find their equalizer. As Rossi went very long, it's going to ricochet towards the engine room with McCousher getting a toe on it to stop the danger. He's been impressive this afternoon as Rossi puts on the party tricks, steps away from his marker, playing on a knife's edge. His long ball forward towards Gausch, not dealt with yet by Collins until he made the intervention. Under some pressure as Collins calls a cucumber, evades a press from Haji. Adiara found Postolopoulos. You can see Souza just venturing ahead of his box. almost a keeper sweeper. Was Fowler. Ali likes to play that envelope pushing pass. Adiara. Fine touch, wants to put his head down and run. He does so towards the engine room, trying to create a pocket of space. It's Collins. Bounced off Adiara. Fowler with both these centre backs, although conceding early on. Pushing further up to try create that attacking move. Ball flung in towards the back posts by Nicolaitis. With the cavalry just caught napping. Not venturing towards the box. You feel as if the keys necessary required by United this afternoon. They have to be quick in their transition. Need to find some synergy. You feel as if the message at halftime might be from their manager to have Kane Shepherd at the back post. Let's try to use his height as a means to get back in this contest. As Gusts went towards McCowsher. He's back in possession, cleaning things up. Anastovsky tried picking out Gauch. Quite the impact Darcy has. Rather tall, rather strong, and combines very well. Almost a missing link in that attacking outlet that the Magic require. As Adiara allowed for play to be back with the Burgers as half-time slowly coming towards us. Ali. Apostolopoulos. Ellis now back on the right with Marsus venturing back onto his preferred left wing position. And if we focus in on Leo Marsus, quite the career the 23-year-olds had so far. 3 caps for the Australia under-19 side. Was at Tenty Thunder prior to signing for the Burgers. He had quite the spell in Europe. In Scotland with Celtic. Ventured off to Triestina in Italy. Had a tenure in Spain with Valencia before coming back home to Australia. Of course, he's a Canberra boy. So you wonder if his quality can polarise his side back into the contest. As Alice caught in possession, Adiara put a standing tackle in. Or for Ali to keep things going. Apostolopoulos had it caught on his boot. We mentioned Canberra. Bulljouch had playing tenures across Australia. He's involved with MacArthur at one stage in their academy. Having had stints at Mount Druitt Town, Wollongong Wolves and Canberra. Also having a stint, dare I say, in the second tier of Bulgarian football. All in accordance to transfer market. So do not quote me exactly. But since then he's returned to Australia. So quite the spell with Altona First season at the club. He's making quite the mark. Apostolopoulos. Kept going, does well. Flag's going to go up. Likes to go on a journey. The number 13. We've seen that a couple of times today where he's just put his head down and taken the game upon himself. As Rossi. Flick on from Gauch. Flag's going to go up as Stanislavski. Thought he might have had it half a sniff, and the home fans, well, sarcastically letting the linesman know about the offside flag being raised on that occasion. As Gauch allowed for Lawless to venture. The numbers coming forward for the Magic. The pass just not going anywhere, and you saw Bull on that occasion just raise his arms just to say, Stefan, I have an option out wide. As the Burgers look to go forward, O'Driscoll going to be issued a yellow card for his efforts in not allowing Sahi Yokokawa to continue his run. As we are in stoppage time. Chances could go a begging. Big ball in from Alice. Rossi wants to have the counter-attack launched. Lawless and Stanislavski ahead of Joauch. He's calling for some calm. And the Magic now happy to claim possession. O'Driscoll has to be cautious in the second half on a yellow card. That's a fine pass towards Gust. Alice backtracking. Gust tried to go around. It's finally defended by Sean Alice on the cusp of half-time. The whistle sounding. Quite the contest it has been. The Magic finding exactly what they wanted on the break. The opener coming from their man in red-hot form. Bull Gauch extending his tally for the season. An early one here at Olympic Park this afternoon. So half-time in this contest. Altona United 0. Heidelberg United rather 0. Altona Magic 1 as we went across to the half-time break. as the players settle into their positions for the second half. And Astovsky gets things rolling for the Magic. We've yet to see a change from either side. I'm sure as this one plays out, we'll see some forthcoming, especially for the Burgers. We're trying to turn this one around. As McCoucher. Fantastically controlled. Lawless. Stumbling upon, trying to get the ball moving forward. Question marks around. Question marks around exactly how this one's going to culminate. I'm sure the Burgers will throw the kitchen sink and then something else at the Magic to try to keep their undefeated record alive as the sun clouds at the back of Olympic Park start to set. Sedovic unable to control. Kakao was the target. Ariara underneath it. Fella. So you wonder if the Burgers are going to remain patient. A lot of time still left in the contest, but as it starts to tick down, perhaps we'll start to feel the pressure. They must be careful of the threat in which Boljausch and Altona possess on the break. As the flag's gone up. Knowing that move to be offside. Much to the roar of the Burgers supporters. Right in front of us here on commentary. Providing quite the ambience noise across the stadium. As Rossi launches forward, Ariara underneath it. Yokokawa out towards Ellis. With Gus getting a foot on it. Gauch applying some pressure upon Postolopoulos. That's much more of the same. Nearly knockings of this second term that we'd seen for the majority of the first half. With Altona just absorbing all the pressure from the home side. Goran Lozanovsky, sure hoping that things remain the status quo. Of course, we have seen moments across this round where goals were left late. It was Avondale in their victory on Friday night where the winner had come with the last kick of the game to ensure that they earned the 3 points and continued the press upon South Melbourne. It's Dante City on that occasion for La Familia. As we look at results across the league to wrap up what has been quite the round. For round 14, it was South Melbourne away from home at Knights Stadium, earning a 1-0 victory against the Melbourne Knights. Moreland still remain in the winners column at CB Smith Reserve, grabbing a win over Green Gully. 2-1 the result. Manningham hosted Oakley Cannons at Petty's Reserve yesterday in a 4-1 loss. What a contest it was out at Churchill Reserve. 3-5 in favour of the Port Melbourne Sharks against St Albans Saints. Goals on full display. We're doing some maths beforehand about the halftime break. 328 goals scored across the season. Averaging 4 goals a game across the competition. Quite the attacking influence The contest has exhilarated. Hume City and Dandy Thunder were the only goalless contest of the round. 0-0 draw at the Hume City Stadium. As Rossi lofted towards Anastovsky. That's been much of the proceedings this afternoon. Now Marzis. Happy to let it roll towards his fullback. Cross comes in. Wasn't exactly dealt with straight away. Ali judges the bounce. Galatas tried keeping alive, and he'll have a throw in. Fala controls well on the wet. His teammate couldn't do so as Ali took over. Shepherd, you feel like he needs some more involvement as his pass doesn't get anywhere really. Nicolatis got in the way. Adiara moving it on. Apostolopoulos. Alice, quite the mountain ahead of the Burgers they need to climb. They are to come back into this contest. Altona well and truly behind the ball. Proving hard to unpack as Alice shifts onto his left. That's a fine pass towards Yokokawa. Slowly trying to erode the back line, which the Magic have been strong in holding. Pass from Alice, a little bit too much for Yokokawa to grasp. So we haven't really seen much forward movement from the Magic. With only 7 minutes played in this second half. So Driscoll made it a task for his fullback to contain in El Haloui, who's now back on defensive duties with Di Francesco. Heidelberg flirting on the edge of the area. Adiara made up some ground centrally. Venture to a wide region, confronted by the pressure of El Haloui. Sedovic tried clearing. The ball in dispute. Kane Shepherd with his arms flailing about. Adamant that he might have... Sure, the protest might have been from Kane Shepherd there. The Burgers remain in possession. Adiara. Fala moves it on. Look how high Ali is up the pitch. Apostolopoulos. Collins, the last line of the fence. As Apostolopoulos kept going. The official kept the whistle in his mouth rather, as Ali struggles to try and keep possession. Gauch, big ball to win for Ali. The flag's going to go up. Anastovsky was off to the races. If the flag was to remain down, had he timed his run, Darcy. Sliding doors moment that might prove to be. It's quite the run from Jimmy Apostolopoulos, who's only back up to his feet now. Jamal Ali was basically playing centre attacking midfielder in that play. He was very well and true up the pitch. That's what it might require. That's a heavy touch. And now the Magic. They have numbers. They're venturing forward. Anastovsky. Ball sat behind him. He kept going momentarily. Huge let off for the Burgers. Gauch was in an acre of space as Haji takes over and draws the foul. Another big moment for the Magic in this second half. Anastovsky had options ahead of him. He opted to go solo. The number 9, perhaps, if he had played one of his teammates on that occasion, the scenario might have proved different. And to the benefit of the Magic, who do have a free kick. The play will hold for the meantime, following that courageous run. And Heidelberg's more recent attacking move, Apostolopoulos, still remains rather worse for wear. They're going to attend to him. So you wonder if Anastasiadis will reside to his bench to replace Apostolopoulos. Might see the introduction of Fetat Djajic to be forthcoming. Meanwhile, Heidelberg at the back end of a free kick. The Magic whipped it in. And Astovsky comes across. Gust. Heavy press from Shepard. Francesco. Makausha. Fine ball forward. Gaush is the target. Back post. Anastasovsky. Anastovsky, rather. It all became a bit muddled up towards the end. That might have been their second. All occurring in quick fashion. And Darcy nearly at the right place at the right time. Makausha with that needle-threading pass to allow for El Howley to make further inroads. Nearly opened up for their second, the Magic, who slowly starting to showcase some fluid play of their own. Anastovsky, fine turn, gets the shot away. Darcy nearly close to their second of the afternoon. The Magic at the moment, unrelenting in their forward momentum, taking advantage of the extra man. Apostolopoulos was back up on his feet. That's going to be his final contribution of the afternoon. As Falla also makes way, so double change for the Burgers. With Adrian Zaha entering the fray. As Heidelberg made nice inroads. Rossi's come off his line. Ball remains alive. Not dealt with yet. Makausha acrobatic in the clearance. Just trying to grab some confirmation around those substitutions. Nicholas Olsen also entering the fray. What can he do to turn things around? Long ball forward towards Gaush. Ali and Collins in harmony. Jamal continued his forward run. Nearly received it back. Ali. There's Joshua Pin also entering for Heidelberg. He's going to be in possession now. Here is Pin with Alice at the back post. He's gone towards Alice. Zara. Alice crossing. Shepard not going to get there. O'Driscoll intervening. Grouch pressing. Zara tumbling to keep the head up. And the move alive for Heidelberg. Collins. Nicolaitis. Low driven cross towards Pin. It remains alive. Shepard might have been there. Bit of a feel now for the Burgers. Trying to find some momentum of their own. Zara. Went towards Yokokawa. He gets it back. Asahi trying to carve the path open for Pin. Ali composed. Distributes wide. Alice confronted by the fullback of Altona. He crosses. At the back post was Shepherd. Remains live to be struck. And he kept going, the fullback. Nicoladis applying last boot to that move. He thought for a moment he was going to try his best Adama Traore impersonation, something we saw last night from the victory in Wellington. Fullback in the right position with a lot of bodies, the Phoenix bodies in the way on that occasion. Traore had the chance, having it set up perfectly for him. Far beyond the goal of Poulsen, which proved the difference in last night's A-League semi-final. As Sedovic went up and under. Haji had the ball bouncing. Collins getting stuck in. And he gets the slightest of touches onto it. Gets awarded the free kick. As the substitutes have provided Heidelberg with a bit more zest, a bit more gusto in their play. You can see the fullbacks nearly becoming inverted wingers. Zara and Nicoladis on respective ends pushing further up as Zara went towards Ellis. Measured pass. O'Driscoll had to make up some ground. He come across to intervene. Corner for the Burgers. We've passed the hour mark. 62 minutes played. Ellis fires it in. At the back post were the Burgers. That's a fantastic save from Christian Rossi. Captain contributing to the highest order. Outstretched was the goalkeeper to make the save. Heidelberg feeling the momentum. Ellis whipped in furthermore. Rossi palming away. Olsen to rekindle. He takes a touch. Crosses on his left. Big chance for the Burgers off the bar. Remains alive. Can it be struck home? Adiara couldn't provide the finishing touch. Collins' effort colliding with the crossbar. They were inches away from their equaliser. Much to the disappointment of the home fans. They really sense that to be the opportunity. But they're in full voice now. Quite the impact Olsen is having. Nadiara would have been fitting of a goal. He's had quite the contribution in the engine room today. Just couldn't get his bearings right at the last embers of that play. As Yokokawa lofted, Shepherd tried using his body. Might set up for Anastovsky. As Souza couldn't play it out of defence. Lawless, heavy touch. Yokokawa cleans things up. Olsen was the target. Shepherd gets the ball moving. Here's Zara, first time pass. Ellis. Home supporters roaring at the minute. As Pin was at the back post. Ellis kept going. Just at the final moment there, Ellis. Much to the narrative this afternoon. Couldn't pick out a teammate. So the substitutions having their effects. We haven't seen Goran Lozanovsky opt towards his bench as of yet. Some save. It was from Christian Rossi, who you can see is being jeered towards his patient goal kick. It's Gauch. Went in heavy. Was Nicoladis. Gauch getting stuck in. And there's a sense of almost dread around the stadium as time ticks on. Goran Lozanovsky on the precipice of being the architect of the Burgers' first loss this season. As Souza claims routinely, and now they want to go. Ellis going to go around Gust. He's going to go on an adventure. He's isolated. Santovic, his only player in support. Pin getting involved. As Ellis, Adiara takes the game on. Tries to go around Hadji. He claims a foul, which he will receive. Yellow card issued. And he moves it quickly. It looked as if he was trying to. The referee thought otherwise. That's going to allow for the Magic to settle back behind the ball. Seen a lot of that in this contest so far. Zara. Towards Adiara, fine pass. Or for Hadji to get a toe on it, so corner for the Burgers, who are building. 66 minutes played roughly. Alice been influential. What can he craft from the corner? Flung in on off his left. They rise at the back post. It's a scramble. And leaping up to get the header away. Heidelberg at the back post. Zara has come on and pushed the envelope from fullback. Olsen switched the play. Gust lofted. Zara now using those fresh legs to keep Anastovsky at bay. Ali. First time pass over the top from Ellis towards Adiara. O'Driscoll intervening. Hadji getting something on it. Lawless doing the same. And finally Sedovic happy to just roll it towards El Howley, who's composed. Lawless made a fine run. Collins striking an umbrella upon the clearance. Had to come across to intervene. Nicoladis intervened, ricocheted off of Yokokawa. Then in the Magic, we'll have a throw. So in no rush to take. So it gets lost between the posts. Gauch. And Holloway using his body. Thought he might have kept possession for the Magic. The Burgers back in some territory. Ali. Went for Zara, who slides a little bit carelessly. And for his efforts, goes into the book. You know, Ali likes to play that provocative pass. Is the pinnacle of their transition. And upon doing so, Zara's not able to get onto it. And collided with Alexander Gust. Gust earns the foul. O'Driscoll. Happy to take. A couple of changes for the Magic. And Ostovsky making way. As the ball just bobbling everywhere. For the meantime, you feel as if the Magic have put more players behind the ball as Alice goes in behind. Trying to find Pin. O'Driscoll uses his body to evade Shepherd. Sedovic towards the fresh player who goes over the top. Trying to find some fresh legs. There was a double sub they made there. The Magic. Jawad Razai amongst it now, as was Jay Kelly. So you wonder if Razai is going to have the chance to use his fresh legs against the tethered ones of the Heidelberg defence. And Ostovsky was becoming lumbered. His final contributions, the flag goes up. The Burgers fans aren't happy. I'm sure it's been picked up on the audio. And they start to perhaps become a little bit impatient. As the sun sets around Olympic Park, perhaps the sun is close to setting upon their undefeated streak. Of course, with a win here today, only 3 points would separate themselves and their traditional long-standing rivals in South Melbourne. So far, that deficit could be reduced out to 6, which it was at the start of the round. As Kelly got things moving towards Sedovic. And Halui. Altona, to the contrary of majority of this game, having play inside their attacking half. A lot of bodies forward at the moment. Perhaps they sense a chance to double their advantage. Sedovic tried earning the corner. Adam Dunso, goal kick for the Burgers, who jostle up the pitch very quickly. 73 minutes played. And if the scores remain the same, it will be the Magic's 6th win of the season in 2 in 2 weeks. They're not a fan of things remaining level. That's a fine ball in behind. Gleaming chance for Heidelberg. Pin had the ball caught behind him. All occurring in quick fashion. Has somehow remained alive. It's the weight of that pass from Gus being too much mustard on it. He had a lot of time to pick out Sedovic. As Zara doesn't look upon laying the pass. Goes towards Ali. Now the away side aren't a fan of things being level, Peggy. Only one draw in 13 games. Certainly live and die by the sword. As Al-Halwi slides, so does Lawless. Haven't seen much from Kane Shepherd. So he was jostling towards the central region of the box. Olsen had that overlapping run. He might keep it alive. Fizzed in. Dealt with quickly. Nikolaidis had the ball behind him momentarily. Adiara lets it roll. Ali. Zara. Pin calling for it. High ball, not very handsome. Rossi's dropped it. Well, for it to be cleared quickly. Ali confronted by Razai and his fresh legs. Adiara, heavy touch. Kelly gets in the way. It might open up now for the Magic. Lawless. Can he thread the needle? Razai. Collins. stands tall, breaks 2 tackles, and keeps possession for the Burgers. Comprehensive defensive ability on display from Ben. As Collins back in possession. Goes central. Yokokawa. Nicolaitis. Shepherd, man marked at the minute. Pin. Good strength to keep O'Driscoll at bay. First time pass. Ellis has Zara as an overlap. Uses the overlapping option. Zara's cross. O'Driscoll heads away. Olsen ricocheting towards Pin, having received from Yokokawa. As Gausch pressed. Free kick, and look at Goran Lozanovsky on the touchline. He's furious with that decision. Gausch and Rezai were off to the races. Yet again, adding to the sliding doors moments of this contest. Zara had to jostle. Keeps it going. Yokokawa now. Adiara tried turning 2. Gausch gets away from Nicolaitis. Not away from Collins. Does keep possession. Backhills fantastically. Rezai flicking. Bit too much for Collins. Adiara strong in keeping possession. Cheeky the back heel from Bourgeois. Haven't seen much of him in the second. He doesn't need half a chance to make something occur. And Zara kept going. Dispatches towards the box. O'Driscoll flung a boot at it. And they're going at thin air. There's Kelly. Went to Gust. Rezai. Big chance for the Magic. Well, the flag had gone up. Gust has had a couple. There was a tight call. Looked as if Rezai might have just been onside upon a first glance. That's a couple of times now where Alexander Gust has had the chance to play a pass in behind, although the flag had gone up on that occasion. The fullback, well, could be on the cusp of crafting a second goal. He's had a couple of chances now with Zara pushing up so high. Zara, a bit too much for Alice. Time now becoming a factor. 13 minutes left of play without stoppages. Christian Rossi on the cusp of a clean sheet. Not on the cusp yet, but certainly in striking distance. As are the Burgers. A win now looking unlikely. The draw going to be what they're playing for. As conditions have got a relatively chilly Olympic Village. Yokokawa throws for the header. Gust confronted by Adiara. Shepherd has space. Olsen is that player. Ball received a bit behind him. Olsen. The Altona players quick to settle behind the ball. Yokokawa took it on. Never really caused issues for Rossi in goal. That's another double change. The order from John Anastasiadis. Adiara and Alice making way. Theodoropoulos amongst it now. It's his pass towards Penn. Theodoropoulos. Shepherd sort of coming a little bit deeper as a playmaker role now. Concedes the foul. Quick long ball forward over the top. Jawad Razai isolated, has to go alone. Shifts onto his left, back onto his right. Chance here for Altona, opening up Razai. Nearly going around the world. Kelly got it to Sedovic. It'd be curtains on the 3 points if they find something here. That ball's going to find the back end to Bell Street. High and not very handsome lacrosse. Just under 10 minutes left to play, without stoppages. The Burgers resorting to the full capacity of their bench. They're slowly running out of time. Ashton also in the heart of midfield, replacing the Sheriff Muhammad Adiara. Ali, here's Zara. Dewy, the conditions are becoming frosty. Although not much wind, players will be feeling the chill. As Ali tries opening things up. For now, Olsen on the wing. The Magic seem to be closing in on something very special. As Razai got a touch. Kelly opted to just send forward. Collins, his pass dealt with. Gust. Caught on it. Alice. Olsen rather, over the top towards Pin. Ball just bowling away across the face of goal. Chance for Heidelberg! And off the bench and with full impact, Ian Ashton equalises for the Burgers. It was quite a confusing play in which Alexander Gust hadn't dealt with. Olsen creating the move for Pin. He fizzed it across the face of goal. No one there to deal with it. Too much pace on the ball for Rossi to claim. And Ian Ashton, the number 8, in the right place at the right time, keeps their undefeated streak for now alive. 83 minutes played, one apiece of scores at Olympic Park. Strap yourselves in for the last 10 minutes. Who knows which way this one can go. Altona will have to now opt to play and not be stuck behind the ball. That's if they're trying to hunt for the 3 points. Meanwhile, the Burgers remain on the hunt for them. Pin. Play that little cute pass. And they've been building and knocking on the door for that equaliser. They finally blew it down. And take much to the credit of Goran Lozanovsky's troops. They had defended supremely well for the majority of the contest. As Gausch looks to use his legs. Olsen having similar impact in which Sean Ellis was having upon his playing time. Hence the confusion between the two. Of course it is. Olsen with the fresh legs is in possession. Back heels. Zara making up some ground to keep it alive. Ali. Collins. Quite the offensive duties both centre-backs have been on today. Gusts lofting just to get his forehead onto the ball to make the intervention. His pass forward, not a fruitful one. Neither was Ali's. Sedovic looks to thread the needle. Kelly has fresh legs. He wrestles with Collins. for the foul to be drawn. Is there time for the Burgers, the final winner? Or perhaps for the Magic to continue with the narrative they created of causing an upset. Long ball forward for Josh Pinn. El Halawali got underneath it, sliding to try and keep it. Was Nikolaidis who has the throw in. At least he thought he did. Filip Yasevsky, the latest substitution for the Magic. Number 18. Competing to try and keep possession. Coughs it up. Time becoming scarce. Has been the vast majority of stoppages. I wonder how much stoppage time there may be. Whether or not Heidelberg will require it for the victory. As Zara finds interplay, gets it back. Yokokawa moves it on to Collins. He tried going provocative. Sedovic. Saw Grouch in some space. He has Collins to beat. Gouch tries to go around him with some pace. Collins equal to the task as Nikolaidis spins away from the pressure and opens things up on the left. From the left to the right, Zara. Olsen, fine play. Federopoulos with Gust. With Alexander on this occasion making the challenge at the expense of a corner. Listen to the home support. Rallying behind their troops. They hit the crossbar earlier in the second half from the corner. As Ian Ashton gets behind it to fling it in. Sense of anticipation surrounds it. Olsen to take. High cross. Still the move remains alive. Bundled in on the line from Shepherd. Rossi hadn't exactly come up to claim. And the protests are going to go unheard. The keeper was infringed upon that play. Shepherd getting a flick on. The captain Rossi hadn't exactly gone for the ball. But it was enough for the official to deem a contact was made. So the Burgers supporters denied via the overzealous nature of Kane Shepherd's attempt. The correct decision made. As we venture into our final minute of regulation time. Stoppage time. You wonder how much we have. As Shepherd is going to chase. Di Francesco settling for a side ball. The form of a throw-in. Shepherd. Confronted by a couple of Altona shirts. Razai tried to flick towards Gouch. Ali. Zara's been influential upon his playing tenure. Olsen. A lot of Altona shirts surround him. He tries a back heel towards Pin. Shepherd at the back post. Olsen back towards Pin. 3 Altona shirts there greeting Joshua. But they do have a throw with the border going up for 5 minutes. Ample time for the Burgers. and whom have had majority of play in their forward half. They must be clean, however. But their sixth draw rather of the season, the second for the Magic if it stays the same. Thumping ball forward. Al-Hawi trying to not allow for the cross to come in, as Rossi claims, and you feel as if Christian's going to use all the time he's allocated. He's opted to go for the throw. Picked off, Nikolaidis. All getting stuck in the engine room. Yasevsky. Perhaps the tackle was a bit late. Goran Lozanovsky certainly thought so. So free kick for the Magic. So quite the high drama to culminate round 14. There's still a vast amount of it, despite Al Halawali just remaining on the turf. Evident that Altona are content with the draw. Sedovic played the full 90. Another sub for the away side forthcoming. With Jordan Delidis. To come on for some duties. The Burgers earn the throw, take it very quickly. Collins just sidestepping Rezai. Zara calling for Olsen to come shorter. Theodoropoulos. Moves it on. Zara once more. Olsen. Back towards Zara. Ball's going to bobble out of play. The idea was there. But not the execution. You can hear the away supporters gesture for the full-time whistle as the rain starts to just mist on down. Into the last knockings of proceedings. Is there still a chance? Preston at BT Connor Reserve on Friday left it very late, as did Avondale. Azali in short of nothing occurring at his end. Nikolaidis, long ball forward. It's a 5-1-2 towards Pin. They gesture towards the linesman. His flag stays down. Pin receives it once more. Edge of the area. Nikolaidis made an incisive run. Theodoropoulos. Ali towards Zara. Not much forward for him. Collins. They can't afford a monumental mistake. That pass. Not finding anybody. We feel as if that might be the contest. Firm eye on the watch from the referee. As Rossi. Header was earned by Theodoropoulos. Searching ball towards Pin. Flag's going to go up. It feels as if we're not far away at all from the full-time whistle. What's going to be quite the result for Goran Lozanovsky's side, who were leading this contest for the majority of it. The Burgers really had to dig deep to culminate an equaliser, but they might get the final play. Not many men committed forward for the Magic. No, as the full-time whistle sounds by Astros Sakalakis. Heidelberg kept to the stalemate against Altona Magic, in whom arrived here at Olympic Park and earned a very valiant point. A gutsy effort from Christian Rossi's side, who executed the game plan as perfectly as they could. Paul Grouch, the talking point for the Magic. He continues in his rich spade of goal-scoring form, as there wasn't much makings of it becoming unsavoury throughout the game. But at the culmination of it, these sides having their, I'm sure, discussions upon each other. It's all going to build nicely for the clash at Paisley Park on Wednesday for the 6th round of the Doherty Cup. Meanwhile, to culminate round 14 of the NPL Men's Victoria, Heidelberg United 1, Altona Magic 1. That's going to wrap up our... Comes on down. We thank you for joining us this afternoon. And until next time, I've been Adam Palombi. Thank you and good night.